Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and the second Heroic Tavern Brawl is now available. So, what is the Heroic Tavern Brawl? To the winner goes the spoils, more wins means more rewards, 12 wins for a maximum glory, 3 losses ends your run. So, this actually doesn't explain much of anything. For the next 4 days, this is second Heroic Tavern Brawl is going to be here. Let's click I understand, and then it drops the pitch here. Pay $10 in real money, or 1,000 gold, which isn't a considerable amount of gold. If you really work at it, you get about 120 on average gold every 3 days. So in a week, you get maybe 240, 250. So you're talking almost a month of looking at Hearthstone every single day to trade out quests for the more expensive quests, because some quests give you 40 gold, some quests give you 100 gold. You rarely get the 100 gold quests, and you can only trade out a quest once. So there's just a little X button that I'll show you. In fact, we can just show you. You have these quests. Here's a 40. 40 is the lowest. You never want to keep a 40. Click it. Total dominance, 100. Couldn't have worked out better if I tried. But you notice the X is gone. Not just because it's 100. You only get one trade. So every single day, you need to come in here and trade out for the best until you have these 3 full. And then when these 3 are full, you have to play all the quests and accomplish them. Win 7 games in any mode for total dominance, for example. But even at that, you still are going to spend almost a month of some amount of effort, a pretty decent amount of effort, because it does take at least an hour or two to get the quest done. So you're playing this game very much on Blizzard's schedule to get 1,000 gold. And because of that, that makes the Heroic Tavern Brawl really expensive. Let's see what the X does. It just gives you more information. Interesting. More information, particularly, I suppose, just about other things, and then it just wants to open a web page if you're still confused. So they're hiding a lot behind this. They're not telling you the reward schedule, the payout. And I can tell you, and you can go watch it the first time I played the Heroic Tavern Brawl, the first one. The reward payout is completely awful. It's not for anybody except for the best of players. I played it and knew I was just gonna lose 3 times in a row, and that would be it. So if you play ranked on either wild or standard and get up to rank 2, 3, 1, or your legendary rank, then Heroic Tavern Brawl might be for you. Otherwise, no. Normal players, no. You are wasting your money. You can do so much more better by just picking some card packs and buying 10 card packs for 1,000. That is a much better deal already. And if you want to spend money on anything, the new expansion is almost out, and while it is actually $50 more expensive to do this, you would get the special card back. If you like card backs, I could understand spending $50 for 50 packs of cards and a card back than I can gambling $10 and getting nothing. Or you could just buy 10 packs of any of the latest expansions, or 10 packs of the Leaving the Shop Soon expansions, which is odd here. I just put out a video. There's a little contest for a Hearthstone tournament that if you vote for who you think is going to win, they'll give you a free Whispers of the Old Gods card pack. Just one, but one free pack is still worth 100 gold. And it was a little odd they chose Whisper of the Old Gods. I guess they could have chosen the Grand Tournament, and that would have been even weirder. But they're not giving you the newest expansion, for sure. A much better expense. Spend 700 gold to buy the first part of Blackrock Mountain, which is leaving the shop soon. So to purchase that, to purchase just 700 gold using gold instead of money, you would have to come into Solo Adventures and then come down to Blackrock Mountain, go to normal, choose that, and then right about here there would be a key or an unlock button that you would click, and then you can spend 700 gold. And it will cost you 700 gold for the remaining tiers, but if you unlock the first tier, I'm speculating here, I bet that unlocks you Blackrock Mountain for you forever, and since that's going away, that will be your last chance to ever have Blackrock Mountain, which gives you cards. So that's going to be the easy way to get those cards. The other way you can get them is to use Dust, which would be incredibly expensive. Nexramus, on the other hand, is already gone. So any new players to Hearthstone that don't have Nexramus are totally unable to have those cards, except for coming over here into crafting and then say choosing Nexramus and then going into crafting mode, and then there would be a bunch of blue ones that I already have all the Nexramus cards, of course. And Nexramus is a decent collection of cards that I still see people play. So you kind of don't want to miss out on them. And trying to craft each one of these with Dust would be very, very expensive. These low-level white gem ones are only 40, but the high-level ones, for instance, Kelth Azul, are 1600, and Maexna 1600, Stalag and Fugan 1600, this Sludge Belcher 100. So very, very expensive to catch up, and Dust is very difficult to collect. It's about 40 Dust is worth about 100 gold. So making one card again is very expensive with Dust. And then when we in general start looking at the value of gold, it kind of has gone down a little bit. Going to Arena still costs 150, but Arena now is standard play instead of wild play, which means they're pushing more and more. They're pushing wild cards to not be useful in anything. Now the only way you can play wild is to come over here and click this. This is the only two options. You can play casual wild, you can play rank wild. Everything else is standard. By default, you have standard casual, standard rank, you have standard arena. Solo adventures, I suppose, are still wild, but they are going to probably get rid of this button eventually, and that will be gone. Tavern Brawl is something different every couple of days, so it might be standard and it might be wild. I assume this heroic Tavern Brawl is wild card still, but it may not. What it is it's going to be like Arena. It's going to give you three cards to pick from, and you just take your best pick. And Arena, now that it's standard, gives you 3 standard cards to pick from. This heroic Tavern Brawl might give you 3 wild things. And the difference between standard and wild, if I haven't made that apparent, is wild is every card that's ever been available in Hearthstone. Standard is only the most recent things. So it's kind of a nebulous term. It's whatever Blizzard wants to do. And so the game has changed a lot. I suppose that's it. I will put a link at the end here showing what happened the first time I played the Heroic Tavern Brawl, but you can pretty much know already. I lost 3 times in a row and wasted 1,000 gold, and I cannot justify that. What I can justify is when the new expansion comes out, Journey to Guru, I will open 50 card packs for 5,000 gold, and that will be a good start. Unfortunately, I've seen people open 250 card packs on an expansion and still not have everything. It seems like you probably will have to buy like close to 300 or 400 before you could guarantee every single legendary card, or but having a lot of classic cards can get you a lot of dust after you have a complete classic collection, and that was most definitely the best strategy, is to have that complete classic collection as soon as possible. That way, anytime you got a classic card pack, everything gets turned into dust that you could use to fill in the missing holes of other expansions. However, now classic cards have the Hall of Fame, which is just a different way of saying some of the classic cards are now being put into Wild also. So more and more cards are getting banned. It's hard to put a value on owning a card when you're trying to have a complete collection versus putting a value on a card when you're trying to have a good deck. That is even more subjective because it depends a lot on how well you can implement the card too. But this, I can almost assuredly say, don't gamble, kids. Don't do this. It's not worth it. Come back in 5 days when the next Tavern Brawl is free. And are they free? Yeah, they're free usually. So it goes from free to $10, which is quite a big jump. Another thing you could spend $10 on, if you just want to spend $10, why not buy one of these different face characters so that your enemy looks a little bit different? It doesn't really do anything for you, but it's probably a better return on $10 than gambling. Anyways, that's it for this announcement video. I'm not going to do Heroic Tavern Brawls. I could be scientific and try again, certainly. I could afford it, but there are going to be 3 expansions this year of 130 cards, at least in each expansion. And 1,000 gold will go much better to 10 more card packs on one of those expansions than it will to this. I end all my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe button to make sure you get notifications. Comment and watch every second of my videos, because all those things help me out and they tell YouTube that my videos are worth watching. Down below in the description box, I'm going to have links to all my social media sites. So please follow and friend me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and here on Battle.net. I need more friends on Battle.net, particularly friends that will actually play Hearthstone or will accept challenges from me when I have challenge a friend and can give them 80 gold for free. I recently ran into one of my friends. I challenged him, trying to give them 80 gold. All they had to do is play me. They didn't even have to win. And frankly, I was going to let them win. They didn't know that, but they refused to accept the challenge. I don't know why. It's bemusing me. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good evening. Bye.